My God, the Angels are terrible. But I have a data, and I want you to tell me when this is a pen and chase. You guys get to set the rules. I'm simply taking a hand grenade of data and just rolling it out there for you. We'll get to it. We started the show with hopelessness. I want to know if another thing is filed under this. And I don't feel this way. I don't. But we have spent so much time talking about Michigan because they can't keep their scandals straight. We have spent next to no time talking about Michigan State. And half of our audience, much like the political landscape of this country, it is Spartans. And none of us have a clue about this team. I mean, there's 60 new players. There is just so much unknown. And the win total in Vegas, scary, 4.5, 5.5, whatever the hell it is. I had a question for everybody in this room, but also you, the listener. Look, with State about to kick off here in about 48 hours, is there a non-zero chance this team is fun and decent? And when I say decent, I mean 7 or 8 wins. Not 9, not 10, not this thing you never saw happening like TCU. None of that. I would never even dare to dream. But I'm asking, in today's world of college football, where you know less about your team, and I'm guilty of this, because State's been bad the last couple of years, you enter the season with a negative connotation that really doesn't apply. I admit it. Those kids aren't here. If we took the positive. Now,
you know what? That's the first step right there. You admitted it. First step.
Truth. That's
growth.
If we took the positive, and I know we're not allowed to ever be remotely positive, Sparty, I would say this. Their coach lost his job pounding his beanbag in a hotel room last year.
Those are facts.
They had an NIL disaster where players almost walked off the field.
Those are facts.
They had no level of competency or coaching. And they also had no quarterback play. And they damn near made a bowl game. Not that that is an accomplishment. I am saying the idea that this team, with a highly competent head coach, you may not know Jonathan Smith's work at Oregon State. I'm a nerd. I do. Jonathan Smith and this staff are a huge upgrade over what the hell just left town. I don't know if Aiden Childs is good, great, bad, not ready, ahead of the curve. I have no idea. I know he was one of the 4 or 5 most sought-after QBs in the portal. They got him. I know they went out and got a couple future pros on the offensive line. They got an NFL tight end, etc. I'm asking the question to everyone. Rico, obviously, but Kenny, David, and you, the listener. As we get ready to embark on a year of college football, is there, unlike the Steelers and Giants that we talked about last segment, is there a non-zero chance that we could have some fun? That they go 8-4 or 7-5 and they run the touchdown play? And just, if you say yes, why? If you say no, just sell me. 248-539-9797. Rico, you start.
Mike, I would say yes, it's possible. Now, Michigan State's schedule is going to boil down to this. It's first 4 games, next 4 games, the 4 games after that. In a perfect solution, they start off the year 4-0. Florida Atlantic, at Maryland, Prairie View, and at Boston College. Then the chair drop kicks in because in 6 days, you're going to play Ohio State and Oregon. Both could be top 5 teams. Oregon is on the road. You get a week off. You get Iowa for homecoming. Then you're at Michigan. Then you finish the year off. Indiana at home, at Illinois, Purdue, and Rutgers at home. Yes, it is possible that it could be a fun season. If they win the first 4 and last 4 and finish the year 8-4, it'll be a sense of accomplishment. Now, you wouldn't have beaten anybody, but you get the bowl game and the season doesn't suck. The season isn't over with October 1st. So you have something to look forward to. People always ask me, it really boils down to, and you kind of alluded to it, it's Aiden Childs. If Aiden Childs can deliver, if Aiden Childs can be the guy that Jonathan Smith hopes that he can be, then yes. If he could extrapolate from what he did at Oregon State and bring it to the field at Spartans Stadium, then yeah, you can get an 8-4 year. And if you're a Michigan State fan, I think anybody would sign up for that. Now, you may get embarrassed in those middle 4 games. I can't promise you that it won't be easy there, but first 4, last 4 winnable games.
Go ahead, David. And I'm not taking offense to anything. If you say no, you'd have plenty of ammunition. I'm asking.
Well, what I'm going to say is no right now. And meaning I need to see what Aiden Childs is.
Oh, the let it play out thing.
I'm not even saying let it play out for the rest of the year. Let me see what I see Friday. If I see something Friday, that's all I need to see. Forget the rest of the game. That's all I need to see. Competence in the quarterback position on Friday. But right now, I don't think they could be fun. I don't. I just don't see it with everything being so
joyless fall.
Yeah, that's what I see.
So
Kenny,
we're all Steeler fans.
Right. We're all Dan Jones fans. Kenny, as an SEC honk, I need you to lower your standards to talk about my football team.
These last 2 segments, Kenny is really looking down his nose.
He is.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, this is so cute.
I'm not gonna go full pillow fight. You remember how this all started? No, I don't think there's a non-zero chance. Would I pick it? Absolutely not. New coach, a bunch of new players, new quarterback that you don't know if is any good. Is it possible that all those things line up in your favor? Sure. Would I pick it? Absolutely.
So tell me what you think they're going to do.
I think that
what would you pick? Like, what would you risk? What would you risk your rent on?
I'd say 4 or 5 wins. I think Vegas's win total is right there.
Oh my!
It's a bunch of new pieces, Mike.
4-8, Kenny.
4-8.
Oh my God!
It brings me no joy, and I'm not trying to be SEC honk looking down my nose.
You're not.
I promise you.
It's totally acceptable. This is the difference between me and a lot of Michigan honks. I'm not going to sit here and my team's bleep stinks, and we've stunk for a couple years. I have no idea what to expect. And people, look, I wonder what fans think. Like, if you're a Spartan fan, what are you, or are you just going in going, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm about to watch? I mean, I could see a pathway to them being fine enough. Sure. Because I remember last year how they gave away the Rutgers game, how they gave away the Iowa game, like how they gave games away. And this was with a staff that wasn't a staff. They had a stuffed animal with a headset, a.k.a. Harlan Barnett, as head coach. They didn't even have coaches. Did anyone see Jay Johnson the last 2 months of the season? He
was in the booth.
Oh, was he?
He was in the booth.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could have run more than 3 different plays. I mean, I really just wonder, like, on its own, does a new staff with actual awareness get them to 6 wins?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he went out and got Minnesota's DC to come in here.
Joe
Rossi. He's the guy that gets the interception, scoring defense. They got the pieces in place. Like David said, now a lot's going to happen on Friday. It really it's Aiden Childs. Do you believe that he could be that guy? Because that's what it boils down to. Because he's got pieces around him. Mike, yeah, the defense. It was the offense that I think finished the year ranked 109th out of 114
The defense
teams.
actually wasn't that bad.
Defense, I think, was in the 40s, but my goodness, they're on the field for 45 minutes out of 60 minutes a game. You wear down.
See, the problem is I don't think it's as much about Childs as Rico does, David. I think it's more about a running game and an O-line. I mean, MSU was going out at 1.5 yards a carry last year. It's like if you can run the ball, you can make a bad QB average, you make an average QB good, and a good one great. If they got
no, that's fair, because he made Peyton Thorne look like he was good, and it got him money at Auburn,
didn't it? So I just would like to know. And again,
and you know what? Yeah, bringing over with Tanner Miller, the center, may have been the biggest portal get that Jonathan Smith got last year, because that's a guy who can solidify the offensive line. He knows the system.
Do we get to have any hope, David? What did the ticket text have to say? Lord knows, Spartans are at work. I can't get those calls. 248-539-9797.
I am a Spartan, and I'm going into the season with no expectations.
Damn
I think
it.
a 7-win, 8-win season will be remarkable, and I think it could be fun. Dan in St. Clair.
7 wins is remarkable?
That's what he's saying.
In the NIL transfer portal era?
But a lot of people don't see it your way, Mike. You know, you got to admit, you're looking at college football the new way you should.
Thanks, Dad.
But a lot of people still see it as it's why you see the name brands in the top 25. It's how it's always been. If you could just get to 7, and this guy is going in with zero expectations. So That's 7 more wins than he thought that they were going to get.
I also look, maybe week 1 is painting a false picture. But like I've said to you all summer, I think this is the year we're going to see more volatility than ever. You're getting the actual after effects of NIL and portal, real erosion. And you saw Georgia Tech beat Florida State because the pieces Norvell brought in just didn't work. And quietly, Georgia Tech's did.
Right.
Or look at SMU.
Or it takes a little bit longer for the pieces to gel. Yeah, you're correct. You play somebody in September, may not be the same team you play in November, December.
SMU should have lost as a 4-touchdown favorite at Nevada. I watched. You can make fun of me. But
I watched it too.
Like they should have lost that game. So I just wonder, does it offer more opportunity? I mean, look, my only doubt about Jonathan Smith at Michigan State is that if he thinks he's going to do it the way he did it at Oregon State, he'll fail. And look, I worry, I don't know it factually, but I do worry, did MSU get seduced thinking they found D'Antonio too? A guy who recruited gems and developed and did the slow burn, and it was a 5-year build at Oregon State. That's dead. You can't do that anymore. It doesn't work. Now, you can do some of it.
You can. But I think the thing that they like about him is kind of like D'Antonio. He believes we're going to run the ball, play action. A lot what you said. If you can run the ball, everything else looks better. You can control the clock some. Your defense isn't on the field as much.
I don't know. I had to ask. We'll get to the Tigers at 3. We got a few people who want to rap about this. I'm just asking. 48 hours from now, are we totally without hope? Are we allowed to have a little fun this fall? 7, 8 wins maybe? Surprise some people? Essentially, don't roll out there and pull your pants down like they have the last 2 years. Actually, make me not hate you. Can you do that for me? 248-539-9797.